But I do think that there's a decent chance that he leaves. And I've also laid out a plan, like if he does, I think that it would be different, but I think there's a better way to build a roster. Yeah, some Met fans, he's coping. Hey, whatever, dude. I mean, they didn't win the World Series last year with Juan Soto. So you can't tell me there's not a better way or possibly a better way or equal way to build it and split things up. But that's not even the point. To me, think about this, guys. The Yankees, they had to, when they acquired him, and they gave up some decent stuff, and we all knew that, right? Most notably, Michael King was phenomenal. You acquire him knowing that you're going to be involved and embroiled in the most intense bidding war of all time, okay? So you can't be surprised by that now. So you had to know it then.
You don't think that they thought maybe we're the Yankee? I mean, Hal said it in season, and Yankee fans got sucked in thinking it was going to be a possibility. I think maybe the Yankees thought, well, we're the Yankees. Let's get him in here and let's negotiate before he hits the open market, which would have been foolish, but maybe there was an element there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. But I think that when you look at it truly big picture and you're not just wrapped up in the moment, I think the Yankees are good enough from a business perspective to have an understanding that, yeah, maybe we get him here, he loves it, and he never hits the open market. But I just think that was a small part of their hope. I don't think that was really their big plan. I think that they knew that they would get to this point. So you acquire him knowing that, everybody's going to jump in or a lot of teams going to jump in. And that's fine. So, but you can't be surprised and you can't not be prepared to give him a lot of money. And if you're not prepared to give him a lot of money and go in a different direction, I'm okay with that. But here's my biggest issue. So you had him, and you didn't quite go all in. You went a little bit. You jumped in the pool. You got a little wet. You got the beak a little bit wet. Did you really go underwater? Did you really submerge yourself? For me, the answer is no. So if Juan Soto leaves, and I would say if I had to handicap it right now, Sal, I would say that to me, it actually feels like there's slightly more chance that he's gone. I really believe that. Right. And if he is gone, and the Yankees gave up what they gave up, didn't really put up a massive fight to try to retain him, and didn't go all in when they had him. What are we doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's why I questioned in the beginning. I didn't think that the Yankees did enough in the offseason. I didn't think the Yankees were good enough in season. And, it was one of those where it's World Series or bust. They got to the World Series, did not win it, and now look, I've said all along, so nothing has changed for me. If anything, I mean, I don't know how you can, is it possible, like Seinfeld, you say, once something's wet, it's wet. If I felt like Juan Soto was going to the Mets a year ago, can I feel more like he's going to the Mets now? I mean, I don't know if that's possible, but I do believe he's going to the Mets. I felt that way all along. Now I think what's happening is others are starting to feel like that's a realistic possibility. So not only might you be losing Juan Soto if you're the Yankees, you might be losing him to the Mets. And, yeah, I mean, looking back on it, getting to the World Series, is that enough? I think this could be one of the biggest blunders in Yankees history when you think about trading for Soto, yes, not doing enough around Soto, no, and then potentially losing him. That'd be awful, which is why, bringing me back to the original point with the Yankees, they can't afford to lose him, BT.
Well, I mean,
they got to keep him here.
I can't characterize it as a blunder until I see, like, number one, does he lead? Number two, if he goes to the Mets, do the Mets win? Number three, and then more importantly than number two, if he does lead, do the Yankees take a massive step back and regress? And if that's the case, then it's a massive blunder, miscalculation, error, however you want to deem it.
But don't you think they have to keep him here?
No, I don't. But I said that, sir. I've said that.
I know, but but all the reasons you just said are the exact reasons why I think they need to keep him.
But I'm just pointing out, to be fair to the conversation, how the Yankees have put themselves in a position that is now, it shouldn't, I don't think it should have come to this. Like, there were checkpoints, and I don't mean this pipe dream that he was going to resign during the season. I mean, again, if you think about this, whether it was the Dodgers, whether it's the Blue Jays, you had to know Cohen was going to pounce. From a Yankee perspective, there's no way that Hal didn't know that. So when you get him and you give up what you give up to get him, you've got to have a couple of things lined up. Number one, are we prepared to dance with the big boys monetarily? I think ultimately the answer will be no.
To a certain extent,
that's the
problem.
Well, it could be. I don't disagree. So again, I don't think they're going to bow out at $600 million, but I don't think they're going to 7 plus if it gets there.
No, they're going to hope there's a Yankee discount like there was for Judge. Like, that's what when they acquired him, BT, they thought, okay, here's what we're doing. Cashman basically said as much. We wanted to get the best player available, even knowing that it's just a one-year thing, but we're going to take our best shot.
Which I had no problem with. I had no problem with it.
Well, all right, me either. together while also getting him used to the Bronx and then hoping against hope that maybe this player will love it here so much that he'll want to stay for a fair price. Like, not looking to get him for $400 million. Yankees will go to a certain extent, but they're not going to go above and beyond the way the Mets would, which might be enough. It might not be enough. We're going to find out. I don't think it's going to be. They basically went all in saying, we want to win this year, so let's get this player and hope that because he's a Yankee, maybe he'll take a fair amount to stay here instead of an absurd amount to go somewhere else.
Well, I mean, listen, and I do think the number's going to get absurd at some point. I really do.
Me too.
I wouldn't give him 702. I wouldn't. And like, I really mean that. I don't know how else to express it. Like, I'm going to miss watching him play, man. He is, if he leaves.
Well,
I'm saying if he leaves.
No, I know, but.
Oh, yeah. Just flip the channel one down. I get to see him on yours.
You're not going to miss him that much. He's still going to be here.
Yeah, I see him in the Subway Series. I got you. I will miss that if it comes to it. I will miss the dynamic, basically Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig combination. Yeah. There's no doubt there are baseball reasons why it will hurt. It's the show, the stage, the theater. It will take a big step back, and that's fun. Whether it's Roger Clemens, whether it's a show.
I'm surprised you're not.
Yeah, but hold on.
Pounding the desk saying you need him.
No, because I don't think that's the only baseball move. Now, I would think, and if not, well, then we have a completely different discussion, and this is where I would lose my mind in terms of the Yankees really dropping the ball. Like, if he goes to the Mets, if he goes to Toronto, if he goes to the Dodgers, look, by the way, like they're going to jump in again. I'm just saying.
No, well, they're going to have a meeting with him this week.
For sure.
Yeah, is it today? Maybe tomorrow, whatever.
I believe today or tomorrow.
Seems like every other day, these meetings, you don't want to have them back-to-back if you're Soto and Boris, because they're long, I'm sure, and grueling, and who the hell knows what goes on there. But, yeah, I mean, the Dodgers are going to meet with them. I still don't think that they're going to be legit.
I don't think so either, but the Dodgers jump in. The stakes are going to go up a little bit, so you're going to have to – the market's going to react to that. So that being – aside from that, you've got – some tenacious suitors out there right now with deep pockets. Everybody talks about Cohen, but Toronto is basically as affluent, just slightly below Cohen. So they've got the wherewithal, Canadian taxes, whatever, being outside of the States. I don't know how he views Toronto, the city, the ballpark, the team. I have no idea. But the suitors are lined up, and they're coming with massive checks, which we always knew. We always knew that. But as long as... if they were to lose Soto, as long as they pivot and it's 3 or 4 players, I truly believe that the Yankees could be better. I really believe that. I've always believed that. Go and type it in, BT and Sal, YouTube, Soto, Yankees, Mets. Find it. Like, those takes are out there. I said it weeks ago. I believe it even more now. But listen, I'm here to say, and I think Yankee fans are maybe more okay with this than you think and others. I think that the Yankee fan understands there's a real chance he's going.
Yeah, well,
there's a real chance he's going.
Oh, I mean, they should understand that, but to me, it shouldn't be acceptable. There's no way the New York Yankees, after trading for Juan Soto, can excuse letting him walk for more money. They are, need I remind everybody, the Yankees. Since when are they going to be outbid for a player they want that is theirs? From the Blue Jays or the Mets?
How many years do you think he gets, Sal? I know what's out there now.
I think he's getting at least 13, probably more.
Okay. To me, once, and that's my threshold, the 12, 13, I'm okay with. You get past that. Now, really, what does it mean? 14 years down the road, am I going to even care?
But if somebody else, no, you're not.
Like that, you just move on to the next thing.
If somebody else is willing to give it to him, why wouldn't then you just say for the Yankees, all right, let's suck it up and give it to the Yankees?
Well, but he's also, number one, the need for star power. I'm going to just I'm going to keep it to the Mets. I don't know. Well, Toronto just wants to win, and the Dodgers want all their toys, and the Red Sox need to start spending money and become relevant again. Pertaining to the Mets, why would they go all in? They need that guy. Lindor's really good. He's not that guy. So why would the Mets do it? I just told you. Why wouldn't the Yankees do it? They've got that guy.
Who would you rather have the next 5 years, Judge or Soto?
The next 5 years?
Yeah. The point is, the Yankees got the wrong guy.
Well,
and I love Judge.
Well, I don't know that you could say you got the wrong guy when he hit 58 bombs, dude. I mean, come on. He's going to win the MVP. The wrong guy. Get him in the right position. There's more than 4 years of dominance. Like, let's not get this twisted. Just because they messed up and he's got to play center field for them doesn't mean that they don't put him back where he belongs, that he's going to go bonkers for the next 5 years. Soto will never hit 58 bombs, ever. I don't think he's going to hit 322.
You're worried about the home runs. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about better offensive players. Soto's one of
Who's the better all-around player?
Yeah, Judge is, but he's also 33 years old.
I get that. I understand.
I mean, Judge's going to be 33 this year or 32?
He is 33.
Yeah, 33 this 33 for a guy his size playing center field.
He can't be
who's
the
had
outlier.
Injuries before.
He can't be the outlier.
Look, I've said it many times. One of the first to say, Judge the best baseball player that I have ever seen. So I'm not trying to minimize Judge.
I got you.
I asked you, for the next 5 years, who would you rather invest in? So it's not like, oh, well, Soto 15 years. Yeah, but the idea would be trying to pair those two together
for sure
for the next 5 years, which is why the Yankees can't let him go. And if I had to pick one guy to invest a lot of money in, if it's Soto or Judge, I'd go Juan Soto because of the age of Judge.
Listen, the age, I get it. And the Yankees, that window shutting on Garrett Cole's prime and Judge's prime, which is why one of the reasons why the Yankees probably felt emboldened enough to acquire him without knowing if he's going to, even though I do think that you're right, and I've said this, that they thought we get him in here, we get a little house deal, and we keep this thing going. But they knew that they had to act on whatever remains of their two best players, transcending Yankees. I know that they had awful moments in the World Series. Trust me, we get that. But Garrett Cole is a beast. He's amazing. And Aaron Judge is the best player I've ever seen. So they went for it. They got there. They didn't win. But it doesn't mean that you throw bad money at an amazing hitter.
Right.
And that's where I think where I separate the emotion and the practicality of who Juan Soto is. Now, he is an amazing hitter. Yeah. We all know this, right?
You think the Yankees are in the World Series without him?
No, okay. I don't. I'm going to be. No, I don't. I don't.
Well, I know.
But is he as amazing a hitter as we truly think? He doesn't hit 330. He doesn't hit 50. But like take away again. I want Soto to stay. I don't want to blur the lines of reality. I love him to stay. But it's not like Juan Soto. You take away the Soto shuffle and the juice and the swag and the vibe. He's not Aaron Judge as a hitter.
Right.
He's just not, and he's never been that guy.
In the postseason, he's far better.
Listen, I'm not pushing back on that. Come on. I'm not pushing back on that.
That's the point.
But you play 162 to get there.
The idea is the Yankees want to pair those two. That's what made the Yankees special at times this season. That's what made the Yankees go through the American League postseason and get to the World Series, pairing those two together. If you lose Juan Soto, however you build it around him, it's not going to be good enough. It's also not going to be good enough for the fans to justify that you, the New York Yankees, got outbid by the Mets or the Blue Jays or whoever it may be, which seems to be a realistic chance that that's going to happen.
And I admit that might happen, but I don't get wrapped up in that. Like, I really don't. And again, for the ninth time, I want him to stay. Being outbid by the Mets, I'm going to have to put up with this guy and Met fan, and I get it. And we'll do the King Cohen thing. Well, but as long as they pivot and put out a better team, and I believe that they could, if they take 80% of the money they might earmark for him and disperse it in 3 different spots, I truly do. I swear to God, I believe the Yankees could be better. What was the knock on the Yankees last year? They were a 2-man team. They couldn't catch the baseball. They weren't good on the bases, and they were in essence a 2-man team. So we're going to run it back with a 2-man team again and hope that it gets better?
No,
how does that make any sense?
The idea would be to build around.
But you know that they're not going to, if they keep Soto.
But that's the problem.
But I'm trying to preemptively at least guard against that, because I know that if Soto stays, they're not doing anything else. And what we saw last year, as great as Soto is, as amazing as Judge is, as amazing as they are as a pair, they were the JV team to the Dodgers.
BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Sal's in Brooklyn. What's up, Sal?
What's going on, boys? Hoping all is well.
Hey, Sal.
Hey, BT. 2 years ago, Yanks don't even make the playoffs. And I love Judge. They get Soto. They're in the World Series. I know it's all the ancillary pieces around them. You just got to give this guy his money regardless, man. If it's 700, 720, 730,
730,
whatever it is, because whatever, it's going to go there. You got 2 guys. You got Boston, everybody's sleeping on. You got Cohen, everybody's sleeping on. It's going to go there. So unless you're willing to go there.
It is. It probably will, Sal. It doesn't mean that it's the prudent thing to do. Like, emotionally speaking, Yankees will get crushed in the court of public opinion. And the Yankees will have to then make some moves to just become a better team. And they'll either get the last laugh or they'll be laughed out of the court of public opinion as next season develops. We want an immediate answer. And unfortunately, we won't get it. Now, we'll get the immediate emotion if he bounces or if he stays. But you could disagree with my assertion that you can build a better team without him, but you can't prove that I'm wrong until it happens. And that's what makes it interesting. You can't prove that I'm wrong. You could say that you disagree.
But it doesn't.
You could say that I'm nuts. You could say that I'm coping. You can't say that I'm wrong.
To me, it doesn't matter. It's where the Yankees are at as a franchise what matters. The results are what they have been for a while, where the Yankees have been going the wrong way. They went and got Soto. They got to their first World Series since 2009. Now, under the idea that they're going to let Soto go, forget about where he goes, but let him go, and then build out a team around a 33-year-old superstar in Aaron Judge and hope that it's going to get better, and John Carlos Stanton, who can't even run, and the Yankees, with an aging pitcher and Garrett Cole as well. Like, the Yankees got to win now. Now's the time. Their best chance to win is bringing back Juan Soto. It's not your money. Like, it's the New York Yankees. They have enough money. They've already come this far. They need to go even further. Whatever the market is for Soto, whatever the going rate is, the Yankees need to pony up.
And here's my volley back. If you keep Soto, and maybe this is the year, and they're just kind of laying in the weeds, and they get ready to pounce. I don't necessarily believe this. I don't.
Yeah.
Because I think those reckless days are over. I don't think we'll ever see a 2009 or what George did when the Yankees went
to be reckless, but...
Well, not reckless, but just incredibly aggressive or whatever.
The point is, they've already spent bad money.
Oh, yeah. But so not recently.
No, but that's the problem, is that they can't go get Soto and then some the way the Mets might be able to do. It's not because Hal doesn't have it.
Because he's sitting on some other stuff, that whether it's DJ's 13 a year or obviously Giancarlo Stanton.
Exactly.
We've been over this a million times, and it's not wrong. It's been the wrong blueprint to this point. I think we all know that. But listen, I could be wrong on this as well. I've got great confidence, unfortunately, because I wouldn't mind if it was the old days with George doing whatever he wants, where if Soto stays and it's for, I'll just throw 670 and he's here, I don't think they're getting Christian Walker. I don't think they're addressing third base. I don't think they're addressing left field. And if that's the case, you run it back with the same team. And guess what? The American League's going to slowly get better, so those easy matchups in the first round and second will dissipate, and the Dodgers are getting better, and the Phillies will be there, and the Mets might be getting better, and all the other teams in the NL. If you do get to the World Series, the Braves, when they're healthy, you're not going to win a World Series with three good players. You're just not.
Roy is in Brooklyn. What's up, Roy?
Yes, I agree with Mr. Tierney completely. I believe the Yankees would be a better team without Soto. Put Judge back in right field. Get Walker, Teoscar Hernandez, and Bregman instead of Soto, and have a much more balanced lineup. And Judge will be in right, Dominguez in center, and Teoscar Hernandez, Bregman, Volpe, Chisholm, Walker, Wells, Stanton.
It's a lineup.
Better lineup than they would have with Soto.
All right, there you go.
What do you
It's
think?
a lineup.
I'll tell you, and thank you for the call, Roy. I'll tell you, as a Met fan, I love that lineup too. Get Soto to Queens. We all agree then. Yankees don't want Soto? We'll take him off your hands. No problemo. Sign me up, BT. When do we sign?
Yeah. Do you agree if they retain Soto, that's it? And if the Yankees.
I think that they have to minimum. Now, I'll agree with this, that I don't think it's foolish to think that, okay, well, you could build a solid baseball team without Juan Soto.
Not solid. I'm saying they could build a better baseball team.
Well, right, but we're also looking at it on paper. And then what happens in the event that Judge gets hurt like he did prior to Soto getting here?
Understood.
With Soto here, if Judge went down, you still had Soto.
Well,
without Soto,
you cooked. It's a little different.
Okay,
but to be fair to Judge, I mean, the last time he got hurt, he ran into a wall that wasn't updated since 1977.
I'm just saying, but also his body's still in the outfield, whether it's a corner or not, at 33. It's fair to say that you're now relying on him to stay healthy even more so if you lose Soto. But the original point is, BT, the Yankees could they could build a team out and win some games, but they have to bring him back because of what they did so well last year, and then some. Like, it can't just be Soto and that's it, and hope to go out again. I don't think it should be out of the realm of possibility. At the very least, Soto plus, let's say, Walker. And then
now it's a home run. I'd be pumped for that. I just don't think that they would do that.
But why can't that happen?
Well, it should. Now, this is a different conversation, though.
Understood, but Walker's not getting a big term.
No, he's going to get 3 years, 20-something million a year.
So the Yankees can't
do that.
do it. Right. They can't do that fold-up shop. I'm sorry.
I mean, the one thing that I don't get wrapped up in it, and I haven't for a while, like the aura and if the Yankees let an amazing all-time, transcendent player, though I do think that's a bit of a stretch based on the stats, not my opinion. I think there's a lot better hitters historically than Juan Soto, although he's amazing. It's not so much about that, like, wow, the Yankees let a great player leave. How do you do that? You're no longer the Yankees. Like, I guess I don't care about that as much. I care about putting out a team that doesn't have 5 automatic outs and 3 guys who can't run and 4 other guys who can't make, above average defensive plays under duress in the postseason. And last year's version, that's what they had. 888-808-1019. Speak T and Sal on the Fan. Oh, this guy's getting comfortable. I can see him. Look at him.
I'm
Thinking
feeling
Soto's
good,
coming.
BT, yeah.
We'll get back to the calls here. Hey, the NBA's back to a